What's going on, everyone? Good evening. Happy Monday to you all. Monday, it's July, it's summertime. It's summertime for some of you folks. Right now, it's winter in Brazil, but it don't really feel like winter. But they say it's winter, so I'm just gonna call it winter, even though I'm still going outside with my shorts and my short sleeve on and whatever. Drop a comment. Let me know who's here. We got a special live tonight. Got Dre pulling up. Whenever Dre pulls up, y'all know the man's always busy out there in Cali, Colombia. But he's gonna come through, drop some notes with me. Very important topic tonight. But good evening. How's everything going? This is what my second, third live from since moving to Brazil. Yes, Chapapa is no longer in Dominican Republic. For those of you who have been keeping up, make sure you guys are watching the channel. Yes, sir. Another man who was supposed to be here tonight. We haven't seen him on the airways in a minute. I want to take this time out to put out an APB for my man's Jorge, my brother over there in Santiago. Somebody go do a wellness check, not on him, but on his computer, because the man's has been MIA from the airwaves. Shout out to my guy, though. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. Definitely. Good evening. What's up? Drop them comments. Charles was good. What up? What up? Just here waiting on Dre, wherever Dre's gonna be, but I'll start up without him. But it's definitely something that I wanted him to chime in on. But you guys in the comments could chime in too. Definitely drop some comments. I may put the link up if anybody wants to come in, have anything to say on the topic. But like you see in the description, we're gonna talk about what it is or who it is that's stopping you guys from getting your ish together and moving abroad. And it's not just the money. A lot of you guys are going to say it's the money or it's the house or it's the cat. Like my Jordan mom did, he packed up, he got his mom, and he moved to the Dominican Republic with his mom and is treating his mom's dementia in the Dominican Republic. So, what's your excuse? Right? But before we get into that, let me interact with you guys. I see a few in the chat. Drop a comment. Let me know who's here. Good evening. Yes, sir. Sagafet, Haitian government, always here, always on time. That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, not pause it, not pause it. Yo, man, bro. I don't know if you guys been catching the shorts I've been putting up. Make sure you guys watch my shorts. I got like a few videos that I gotta edit as far as like Uber or walking around in the streets that I'm not supposed to be walking around in Brazil. So I got some stuff to edit, but make sure you guys watch the shorts because, like I said, shorts are the quickest way I could get content out to you guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the Instagram. Definitely, Instagram has been a lot more active lately. Like this video on your way in. Subscribe to the channel. Share this with your friends. Tell your friends to pull up. Share this link right now. Tell your friends to pull up. Like, yo, Chop About got something important to say. Lines are open tonight. Waiting on Dre to pull up. Love crossing borders. So let's get to it. I got a few questions for y'all. Lines are open right now. I'm doing a few questions, interact with you guys. I miss talking to you guys before I start the show. Jorge says, debt, fam. Most people can't walk away from the rented lifestyle. The rented lifestyle. But what is the rented lifestyle? Yo, Elvis, buenas noches. Say, Chapapa, will you return to the DR in the near future to live in Sasua or POP with your brother expats down there? No. Absolutely not. Especially if I was to ever return to DR, it would not be Sasua or Puerto Plata. I moved to Puerto Plata my first time living in DR, and I left Puerto Plata for a reason. So I definitely would not be going back to that area. That area is played out, Elvis. It's really nothing to do. Rod, good evening. What's up? What's up? Charles Joe says apartments. Apartments are the rented lifestyle. All right. So if you guys missed the question, I'll basically got it right there in the description. What or who is being told to you in the States, right? That you can't move abroad or something's holding you back or someone or something. It's not just fear. It's not just finances. What is it? Let's find out when the show starts and when Dre pull up. Hopefully Dre pull up. I feel like Eminem right now and Dre is like, yo, yeah, Dre gonna get to it when he get to it. But let's get to it. All right, all right. Well, good evening and welcome to the Chapapa TV show, podcast, vlogcast, whatever we're gonna call this. Or should I practice my Portuguese? Desculpa. Boa noite, meus amigos. Chapapa live from Brazil. Glad to see you guys are active in the chat right now. Make sure you guys are liking the video on your way in, on your way out. Share this, and lines are open tonight. Gonna drop the StreamYard link for anybody who has something to say, that wants to agree with me, that wants to disagree with me. You know, it's gonna be one of those topics tonight. So let's get to it. Hope everybody's having a great evening. Hope everyone's having a pleasant Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend. I did. I went to my first festival, like a real legit Brazilian festival. Check out the shorts. I'm gonna edit the video. Um, man, I don't know what time it ended because I know I left like at 4:30. Like I clocked out. But it was like some concerts going on, some rappers, some performers. It was stages, fireworks, weed smoke. It was the whole nine. Great weekend, great weekend. But without further ado, right? Who wants to live remote? It's the year 2022, right? Who doesn't want to live remote, right? You get to be at the crib. You're basically on not your own schedule, but you're more in control of not having to do the transit, going to work, traffic, paying for gas, trains, tolls, whatever, right? Working remote. For those of you who don't know what working remote is, it's working from home, right? And majority of the jobs in the States that offer remote work, they pay. Due to COVID, some of those jobs transition to, you being home and keeping your same pay, or maybe you found a remote job after COVID or during, and the pay is not so great. When I say the pay is not so great, maybe you're bringing what, 25, $3,000 a month. Somebody who's working remote and watching this right now, throw if you care to share, like give me the ballpark of what a remote job pays, right? So now you're working this remote job, right? You're working at home, but where's home? New York, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, Chicago, Texas, California. Okay, so you got step one down. Now, step two, you're messing up with step two. Why are you still living in the matrix? You're still living in the States, right? My journey mom just said that's a rented lifestyle. Charles Jones said the same thing, rented lifestyle. He says working until 65, at the end owning nothing. That's the rented lifestyle. Oof. Shaking my head. That shit is crazy when you could take a plane and live a great life in less time. That last part right there. Okay. So let's focus now. You got your job. You went online to Indeed. You're working for, I don't know, maybe you're doing the stocks for a company through Macy's, or maybe you're doing inventory, whatever. It's 100% remote. You don't have to go to the office. You don't have to except for a Zoom call and the comforts of your home. But your home ain't comfortable. I'm gonna tell you your home ain't comfortable. You could be like, yo, chop up on, nah, I set up my crib. I got my couch from Ashley's. I got my TV that in my home comfortable. No, your home ain't comfortable. You know why your home ain't comfortable? Because you're still paying over $2,000 a month in rent. You're still in the States where inflation, the economy, gas is going through the roof. why not take your computer and your job and go somewhere else? Go cheaper. Why not be like Truth, right? Shout out to Truth, one of my subscribers on the channel. He works for a bank. He picked up his computer during the pandemic and he marched his happy butt to the Dominican Republic, La Romana to be exact. And guess what? He's working remote and living in the Dominican Republic, and he's living great. He's doing his damn thing down there. Why? Because a lot of you guys get this notion that, oh, I need to bring in X amount of dollars living in Colombia or living in Dominican Republic, living in Brazil or Thailand. Or no, I need to have X amount of status, or I need this job, or I need this position. Why? Like Jorge just said, you're working until 65 in the end owning nothing, right? Social Security. I could tell you Social Security right now ain't paying jack for the way cost of living is going in the United States. It's not paying jack. I guess Social Security. It's not enough to sustain, right? But I'll tell you where Social Security will do good. I've seen it in the Dominican Republic before things started getting, a little bit out of hand, price wise, but it's still more affordable than anywhere you could find in the States. Social Security, VA pensions, any veterans out there, I'm pretty sure there's lots of 100% veterans that are still living in the States. And my only question to you is why? You already won the race. You already won the race and you're already tying up the laces to run again. But finances isn't the main thing I wanted to cover tonight, right? There are external factors. You guys don't know it, but I'm here to tell you there's external factors on why you're scared to start a new life abroad. Somebody in the comments, can you guys drop what will some of those external factors be? And I want to see if we're on the same page. I want to see if what you guys have is on my list. What are some of those external factors, right? That don't come from you, that don't come from within your walls of wherever you live, but that are playing into the, man, I don't know if I could move, or man, I don't know if I should take this job and pack up and leave the States, or just sell all my stuff, or just leave my neighbor behind, or my friends, or my family, or this and that. Charles Jones says logistics play a key role. All right, so give me some examples of those logistics, right? Because for me, Charles, I want to say number one, right? What if there's a roadblock? And I'm not talking about the finances, the income. Listen, we're in this age now. Like I said, your retirement could be times 5, and depending whatever country you choose, your work, your remote job could be times 3, times 4, wherever you choose, right? But what roadblock? Number one, I want to say your home, your home soil, right? The U.S. These news outlets, right? To me, that's a roadblock, because on the news outlets, you're gonna have your articles, your segments, whatever, like, oh, so and so place, U.S. travel advisory number 4, yada yada. You don't go there. Warning for Americans. You have that. You have the news, the media. The media is basically puppet master, right? We see whatever they want us to see through the media, right? So that's roadblock number one, the media. How can the media influence you without you even realizing? I'm gonna use an example. I want to say 2019, right? You guys remember 2019, with the resort scares in the Dominican Republic, with people dying on the resorts, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Dominican resorts are killing people. But that shit was all just a scare tactic, right? I want to say maybe A few cases were fake alcohol. No, not even a few cases. Maybe one or two cases were problems with alcohol, but then other cases were people having health problems, right? Like somebody legit going on vacation and passing away through their health problems, right? But you won't see that in the main line. You won't see that in the main title. It'll just be like, oh, 12 deaths in the past 2 months in Punta Cana, right? And you'll be like, damn, everybody's dying in Punta Cana. But you won't go in and read, be like, oh, yeah, this 75-year-old, uh, passed away, blah, 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 heart failure. It happens. There was just an actor, I think last month, an actor died naturally in the Dominican Republic. I forgot his name. But the news plays a lot more than I used to give credit for. Because I remember when I was going through my move in 2019 and all that stuff with the articles coming out, people were hitting me up like, yo, Chapapa, man, you sure you want to go out there? Everybody's dying and all these Americans are dying. He said they're killing Americans. I'm like, how are they killing Americans? They're like, yeah, man, yo, they're killing Americans out there. You sure you want to go out there? You sure you want to go live? And I'm like, yo, have you actually, read the stories, done your own research? Because a lot of you guys use whatever clutch, right? I'm sorry for the word clutch or crutch, I want to say, to not get out of your comfort zone. Stop that. My journey mom says family, friends that can't make the move, always negative. That's on the list too. Always evaluate who you're getting info from. Elvis the Suicide, I think is the second part. Let me see. He said the good thing about working remotely is that you can live a normal life while you work. You can even work from a restaurant and have intimacy while working. Um, if I if I ever get a remote job, I'm gonna try that out, Elvis. I'll let you know how that goes. Exactly. A couple of tourists die alcohol from mixing alcohol, Red Bull, and Viagra, but they're not gonna tell you that. You're just gonna see 12 people died in the past month on a resort. All right. Second factor that Jorge brought up: friends, family. What are your friends and family telling you, right? Who exactly is telling you, no, don't go, just stay here, or there's nothing for you over there, or yeah, life is hard here, but it's okay because life is hard for everyone. So let's be in this hard life together. So you're gonna tell me that instead of going to live somewhere where my dollars can multiply, you want me to stay right here in New York with the rent and the insurance and the car note and the traffic and the depression and the anxiety and the people and the violence and the crime and $15 burritos. But all that won't matter because I'll be in the same state you'll be, right? I'm telling you, a lot of those friends and family that can't make the move are always negative, or that are scared to make the move are always negative. My own mom, right, didn't believe I was leaving until. So this is how I did it, right? I was living on my own. Once I found my spot in Puerto Plata, canceled the lease, and then I moved back to my mom's for like 2 months, right? It was just me, my clothes, two barrels, and my two TVs, right? And she was all happy, like, oh yeah, you coming back to live. And I'm like, nah, lady. She didn't believe I was leaving until the Dominican shipping company out there in New York came, picked up my stuff, put it in the truck. And she's like, wow, you're really going? I'm like, yeah. I just visited New York last month. Till this day, 3 years later, she is still telling me, when are you coming back? Still have friends saying, when are you coming back? Why did you leave? Blah, blah, blah. This and that, right? And it's gotten to a point I tell them, like, listen, until you put yourself in my shoes, don't ask me to come back. Don't ask me why I left. Try it yourself and see how you like it. My whole point is that some of you guys give a lot of weight to the opinions of other people. And it shouldn't be like that. Because what? End of the day, who is it laying their head down on that pillow? Who is it waking up in the morning doing whatever they have to do? You. So why is it that you have to live your life in a way that is pleasing to others, but it doesn't benefit you? What's good, Jackson Jeter? What's up? What's up? But somebody told me that, like, if you've been considering lately, like, you know what, I just want to leave. Maybe you've been spreading the idea, the thought around to friends and family, and you've gotten, the feedback that you didn't want to hear. You got the negative feedback, or you got shot down. Somebody tell me why. I really want to know an honest answer. Why do we put so much power into what other people think about us? What's the benefit in that? What is the benefit in letting friends, right, that don't even have a passport, say, hey, I don't want you to go live in Dominican Republic because it's 3 hours away by plane. And what if something happens? It's always the what if something happens, right? Or why you're going to Colombia, um, 5 hours, 8 hours away. What if something happens? They always hit you with the what if something happens. That's the mind game they play. They're like, yeah, let me use the fear tactic. Let me instill some fear in this person to get them to reconsider, to get them to not want to go live in this country and pay $330 for rent in a gated community that has a pool and a gym, and not have to pay 25 cents for a bottle of water, or take somebody out and you end up paying $40 for dinner at a very fancy restaurant. Let me instill some fear, because I'll be honest with you, I was living great in the Dominican Republic and I wasn't even making a lot. But just you being able to go to Dominican Republic, Thailand, Colombia, Brazil, you automatically, with whatever you're bringing from the good old USA, you automatically put yourself in the top 10%, right? So why are you staying in the States unhappy, broke, stressed out, depressed? It's not finances. What factors are playing those roles in your life that is stopping you from getting on that plane? Let me get to the comments. Elvis says something you can't control while working remotely is that sometimes a company could call you face to face for a face to face meeting being so far can be burden. Yeah, nah. Company gotta call you back, whatever. But 100% remote means 100% remote. I'm pretty sure on these websites there'll be like 75% remote, 25% office, once or twice during a week, once or twice during a month, 100% remote. And listen, guys, it's up to you. Be like, hey, do I have to come into the office anytime, or office meetings virtual? That's it. That's simple. Charles Jones says, you just touched the logistics part. Which companies ship personal goods overseas? From New York, I use a company called Owl Shipping, right? Like I always tell you guys, when drop some gems, negotiate. Whenever you're working with Dominicans, negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. They will try to get you. I don't know how much it is now. Maybe they up the price due to inflation, whatever. But when I ship with them personally, last time I shipped with them, when was the last time I shipped? I shipped with them last year actually. I had one more barrel sent to me from New York to Dominican Republic. Cost me 125. They first was like, hey, 150. And I was like, no, I'm paying 125 because I paid you 125 last time. And they was like, okay. And it takes about 3 weeks, right? I've shipped my TVs with them. I've shipped barrels with like clothes, appliances, air fryers, whatever, to Dominican Republic. 125 per barrel. Both my TVs, a 65-inch and 75-inch, cost me about maybe $1,300 because TVs are expensive, and they charge something amount of pesos per inch. So my TVs costing them off. But I shipped two TVs for $1,300 from New York to Dominican Republic, and it was still less than whatever nice TV I would have bought out there in the Dominican Republic because cars and TVs and electronics are expensive as hell. So for me, that was a great investment. See, Jordan, what's up? What's up? He says, before getting married or having a family, you need to travel and have an open mind if you can. Boom. And I'm gonna get to the rest of your comments. Thank you guys for commenting, but I love this comment right here by C. Jordan. He says, before getting married or having a family, you need to travel and have an open mind if you can. This goes back to this is another external factor, right? I'm gonna try to tie this in for you guys, right? I have all this stuff going on in my brain right now, and I'm trying to, all right. The American dream, the Matrix dream, right? Yeah, we're gonna work till 65. We're gonna go to school for 6 years, and then once we get out of school, for 6 years with the degree that we work so hard to get, we're not going to be able to get the job right away because we need the experience, but we can't get the experience because for the last 6 years, we were trying to get this degree to work for you. But now you say I need experience and I can't get the job. Perfect. Or the Matrix dreamer, like, hey, work your ass off till you're 65 and we'll throw you a nice $1,200 a month. Or the Matrix dream of get married, have kids, buy a house in Idaho, um, pay your taxes, um, buy a $15,000 ring, throw a $20,000 wedding, um, whatever. Get married, have a family, stay your ass here. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, right? I don't have a time machine. But if I had a time machine, I would go back in time and I would tell my younger self, listen, do this, put on some glasses, go straight to the office, the post office, get yourself a passport, leave, and don't look back. There's nothing there for you. There's nothing there for you in terms of a better living situation, in terms of getting married, having family. Because let's be honest, the way dating is now in the States, who would want to date or get married with just, it's savage out there. For men and for women, it's savage out there dating in the Matrix, right? So now, if you and I get it, for guys, that's the goal. Listen, I want my own family, I want my own wife, I want my home. Fine, do it, but don't do it in the States. Go do it somewhere where number one is cheaper. Number two, someone will actually value what you're bringing to the table. Three, they won't be exposed to the westernization that you'll come across every single day in the United States. The foolishness, the social media toxicity, I want to be like this person, I need to be like that woman, music. Dating overseas is a very nice experience if you do it correctly, right? You still have to do it correctly because unfortunately, wherever you go in the world, there's bad people. We get that. But if you do it correctly, it's a great, great thing. Perfect example. Look at Dre. How many people like Dre have that same success story in the Matrix? Absolutely nobody. Look at Dre. Went to Colombia, married a Colombian woman, beautiful Colombian woman. Have and it doesn't stop there, right? It doesn't stop there at the beauty. He married a Colombian woman. They created a channel together. The channel is booming. The channel is telling people like you and I, hey, listen, hold your horses before you get into that relationship or that marriage in the States. How about you just fly out to, Cali or you know, Venezuela? No, not Venezuela, but how about you fly out to Colombia or another country and you get to know the locals, you get to know the people, because it's a night and day difference. I don't want to stay on that topic too much because I'll kind of get off track. But it's a night and day difference getting married and having a family overseas as opposed to doing it in the States. But see, Jordan, thank you for bringing that up because that definitely stops a lot of people, especially men. Like, yeah, the family, getting married, whatever. Who says, like, where is it written in law that you have to have a family get married right here? If having a family getting married is your thing. Yo, Aaron, what's good? Thank you for watching live. What's up from Long Beach, California? I'm planning to leave after I finish this coding class and finding a fully remote job. Yes, I'm actually out here in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, and one of my friends is a coder. I met him while I was here in Brazil, and he's a coder, and he's living here full time, and he's enjoying it. And that coder money, there's a lot of money. I know there's a lot of money in coding. That coding money out here to him is just like, phew. Somebody said superstar in the comments. That's like superstar. I mean, this man wears his sunglasses at night. That's how much the money is so good for him out here in Brazil. Once that happens, I'm out. I'll be visiting Colombia during Halloween, November. I'll actually be out there in Colombia in November. So definitely, maybe I'll probably catch you out there. But that's what's up, y'all. And thank you, Aaron, for sharing that. We need more Aarons, right? To watch this video, whether you're live now, you're watching after, and to take from this. Aaron, if you don't mind sharing, how old are you, right? Yep, top 10%. You go to any of these countries, Jorge will tell you, Dre will tell you, I'll tell you, Russell will tell you. You go to any of these countries with your dollar income, you're top 10%. Legit top 10% of the echelon in whatever country you're in. When I was in DR, me, Jorge, Russ, um, whoever was bringing in that income from the States without having to be in the States, we were top 10%, bro. We weren't going around like it, like, in BMWs or in the high rises or whatever. But yo, we were, if we wanted to do something, we could do it, no problem. If we wanted to change the lives of 1, 2, 3 people a month consistently and still be good ourselves, we could do it, no problem. So who wouldn't want to be in the top 10%? Because I guarantee you're not in the top 10% right now in the States. And if you are, congratulations. Move and go do it somewhere else. But definitely, it puts you in a different category, a different bracket. I know we hear about the tax brackets, right? This puts you in a different bracket, being somewhere where $2,000, right? You're gonna be like, man, $2,000 isn't a lot. Where $2,000 can end up being four somewhere else. You don't need much to live overseas. Check out the video on the channel, How to Live Like a King or Queen Overseas, with just $1,500 a month. And then when you're done with that, check out the other video I did with my apartment, paying $330 a month. Pool, gym, basketball court, barbecue area, gated security 24/7. But you're not gonna hear that on a news outlet. You're not gonna hear that from your friends and your family or your mom or your pops or your aunt or your cousin or your neighbor or Pookie or Ray Ray or anybody who doesn't have the slightest clue of what life is like outside of the states, or who have never even been on an airplane before. But they're gonna tell you, nah, man, don't go, just stay here. Here is better, even though it's hard. But at least you'll be suffering around other people. If something happens, man, if something happens, people won't even extend a hand, whether it's health wise, financial wise, because people are going through their own shit. People won't understand. People are afraid of what they don't understand. Aaron says, man, my friends have been trying to place fear in my mind. They say I'm going to get shot, robbed, or a woman going to play me, or if I find a woman overseas, she only wants me for my visa. Yo, and your friends are doing a very good but sloppy job, Aaron, of trying to scare you, right? You're going to get shot. Hmm. Last I checked, bullets don't exist in the Matrix. Bullets don't exist in America. There's not even guns in America, right? There wasn't just a mass shooting on the 4th of July, or elementary school didn't just shot up. So you're definitely not going to get shot in the States. Your friends are right about that. But if you hop on this plane, oh man, by the time you hop on the plane, so many bullets are going to come your way. Like while you're in the sky, like as soon as the plane takes off, so many bullets are going to come your way. You're going to get robbed, or a woman going to play me. Women play you in any part of the world, right? But there's a savage way of a woman playing you to get her what? To get her $20 gas bill played. Like, hey, I need $20. It's not always that. Don't quote me. Don't use that as an excuse to send money overseas, gentlemen and ladies, please. But I'd rather help somebody out with a $20 gas bill, not even gas bill, because gas isn't that expensive. A $20 water bill, right? As opposed to me, in order to talk to a chick, me having to DM a chick, be like, hey, what's up? In the States, she's gonna respond, what bill are you paying? Like, heifer, what? Or you have to pay a bill to get my attention, or you gotta be making X amount of dollars, da da da, this and that. I miss Kevin Samuels. But this is perfect example right here, right? What Aaron's saying. All of these things, I get shot, robbed, woman gonna play me, or if I find a woman overseas, she only wants for my visa. All of these things that his friends are listing are things that happen every day in the Matrix. Every single day. Only 10 times worse, right? You can either get shot due to crime, gang violence, straight bullet, police. You could get robbed by men and women. Women will set you up to get robbed too. You could get played easily. Or if you find a woman overseas and wants you for your visa. Yo, you could come here, right? And you'll meet a woman who isn't doing as good as you, but they don't want to leave. You could tell them, hey, come live in America with me. And it'll be like, nah, I'm good. The smart ones will be like, nah, I'm good. I could visit maybe, but to live there, nah. Thank you, though. Because all it takes, wherever they are here, Colombia, DR, is a little bit more of a better opportunity, right? For them to be happy in their country. My own therapist, right? Shout out to my therapist. She's Dominican. Started working with her in the Dominican Republic, and she is living in the States right now currently. And she says like, yo, if she wasn't making good money, she would be back in Dominican Republic. Why? Because she's like, people are slaving in the States to make ends meet. Yeah, the economy isn't great in the Dominican Republic, but hey, at least I know I'm off Saturday, Sunday. I could hop in a car, drive to a nice Rio, that has tables in it and chairs and music playing and food and drink some beer, have some fun, and keep my lifespan going because I'm not miserable. I've seen the poorest, happiest people living abroad. Now, how would you feel, right? If you're Aaron and you're going abroad with 75K from the comforts of your home. Moochie T was good. He says, "What is considered top 10% in the U.S. gross salary?" Um, Good question. Let me look that up for you right now. What is top 10% gross income in the U.S.? Okay, so it says top 10% of earners make 100. I'm gonna share this screen with you guys so you guys don't see that I'm not bluffing on these numbers. All right. This is where we're looking at right here. Top 10% of earners, right? You see this number? $173,176. Top 10%. This was 2020 in the US. Household, 75,000, top 10, lower threshold. So, how much of that do you need to live abroad comfortably? Let's take away what's the number? 173,000. Let's take away 100 and I'll say $130,000 minus that. I would say less, but it all depends on your lifestyle because that's the thing, you guys. It all depends on a lifestyle you want to live abroad. You want to live abroad, nice apartment, rent. You're not buying. You want to buy a car. You want to go out to the nice restaurants every weekend or every day, or you're eating out. You're not grocery shopping, or you have somebody cooking. All depends on your lifestyle. Me personally, speaking from experience, you could live well in the Dominican Republic with maybe 30,000 a year. You could live well with at least $2,000 in Colombia, maybe 1,500, depending where you live. I just met a guy here in Brazil who's paying less than me in an apartment, right? But that's okay because I just got here. I've only been here 3 weeks. My apartment now, right, is the most expensive I've paid since, and I'm not in the apartment, by the way. I'm still in the Airbnb. The apartment's not going to be ready until the end of the month. But my apartment right now, right, is the most rent I've paid since I left the States. Right now, my rent is at $1,000. Scary. But what am I getting for that $1,000, right? Number one, I'm in the nice part of Sao Paulo. I'm on the 18th floor. Um, Gated security. The building has a market downstairs in the building, like a market where you go buy, right? Two pools, a gym, a sauna, a recreational room, balcony. So, and it's furnished, right? I didn't do unfurnished yet because I'm still waiting to see, where exactly in Sao Paulo do I want to live in Brazil, or if I want to stay in Sao Paulo, maybe I want to go to Bahia or the south or back to Rio. Maybe not back to Rio, but maybe there's another part of Brazil I want to go to once my Portuguese becomes fluent, right? Because I know once I do that, guess what happens? Rent goes down, right? That happened to me in Dominican Republic. I was living in Puerto Plata, paid $800 a month for a house. Moved to Santiago, where at the time there wasn't as much tourism. Found an apartment for 300 to 330, depending on where the dollar was that month. Just drop some history right there. You don't always have to live in the tourist infested areas because you're going to be paying more. Aaron says, I'm 35, turning 36. Coders make anywhere from 75K to 120K. Now, Aaron's going to be a very, very dangerous man when he moves to Colombia with that salary. Man could do whatever he wants. He would have to force himself to spend his monthly income, and he probably still wouldn't be able to do it before the month's out. And the dollar just went up in Colombia. The dollar to peso is doing great right now in Colombia. The real is doing great out here too. Hope it gets higher. But can you imagine with that type of income making 75K starting from the comforts of your walls? Making 75K. Man, congratulations to you, Aaron. You basically retired. Basically retired. 35, 36. That is great, great, great. C. Jordan says, I'm retired getting my dual citizenship for Brazil and I'll live in Fortaleza. You dropping great information. So Nasra, I recommend youngsters stay focused, get out. Thank you, C. Jordan, for that. Yeah, I'm working on my residency right now. Also, I'm starting off temporary. I'm doing it as a veteran. So, veterans, a lot of the times, countries like, I can tell you personally, countries like Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic, you qualify for residency for the simple fact that you have that income, that generating income every month from Veterans Affairs. You qualify for residency in these countries. And I'm young. I'm younger than Aaron. And it doesn't matter how old you are right now, it's not too late. But it will be too late if you continue to sit down and ponder on it and think about it and doubt yourself and listen to the doubters and listen to the media and not get a passport and so on. You're hurting yourself right now. But see, Jordan, congratulations. Definitely tell me why you chose Brazil to retire. And guys, I'm gonna drop um this link right now in the comments. Anybody wants to come up and have a chat, let me know. Let me know whatever you've gone through if you're thinking about moving abroad and what kind of backlash, what kind of roadblocks have you faced. Moochie cheese, this thing right up. Need a few family work stuff. Working from home but not allowed overseas. Working from home but not allowed overseas. Even if you have a VPN, Moochie T, I've seen people work wonders with those VPNs. Is rental month to month for a fixed period? My rental here is for a fixed period. So places in Brazil, you'll either get a contract for 6 months, a year, or 2 years. Try Fortaleza, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, furnished and mirrorless in a condo for 500, 600. I have to. So I know on the channel, I'm definitely gonna have to start taking these. I want to do once a month, go to a different part of Brazil. I'm taking private Portuguese lessons, working on my Portuguese, but that sounds nice. I'm not much of a beach person. Like I don't care for the beach, but it's definitely that's a great price. 2 bedrooms furnished, across the street from the beach. Fortaleza is, I would say, it's the top part of Rio. Not Rio, the top part of Brazil, correct? See, Jordan. All right, the stream is up. So, what other factors do we have? External factors. Is it the like somebody just said earlier, right? The safety, right? The fear mongering. That's a very important word that I want us to keep track of tonight. The fear mongering. Fear mongering that comes from sources that We don't appreciate. Till this day, my best friend, right? You know, what's a best friend? Somebody I consider like, like I would die for, no hesitation. To this day, somebody like that, right? You would expect to have the support, the eye to eye, no matter what. To this day, can't respect the decision, nor tries to understand why I prefer to live overseas as opposed to the States. Resistance comes from anywhere, the most unlikely places, right? It comes from our own homes, it comes from our televisions, and it could come from us personally because a lot of the time, I'm not going to make excuses for you guys. A lot of the times, we ourselves stop ourselves from traveling, right? Because we're like, oh man, we need a travel group. And then when we put the travel group together, be like, hey guys, in 10 months, we're going this and that. And then everybody in the group chat send a thumbs up, like, yeah, I'm hyped, da da da, it's lit, da da da. And then you put out the Airbnb or the ticket price or whatever, and then people's like, yeah, I can't make it, or this and that. And then that just bursts your bubble up. Fuck it. Why do you need other people to go start the next chapter of your life? Why do you need a group or a huge Airbnb or a friend to go see, hey, let me go check out Colombia, or hey, let me go to Dominican Republic, or you know what? Let me save up 3,000 and let me see how far 3,000 can get me for a month, right? Or let me take a one-way trip and I'll come back when I come back. Can't make excuses, yeah. Times are hard in the States. Who says that you're not allowed to make life easier? What? Somebody's going to call you a coward. Someone's going to say you're running away because you're doing what's best for you, because you're making choices that will give you the happiness that A, you already lost or you're losing, B, be easier on your pockets, C, put yourself in a whole different world, different from what you grew up with. You could find whatever it is you're looking for. I know people who've gone overseas alone, and then they live overseas, and then they have their family, or they live overseas and they start a business, or they have a home, or they're traveling, or they're doing the 6 and 6 or the 3-3-3, like they're in Peru, and then they're in Colombia, and then they're in Dominican Republic, and then they're in Bali, and then they're in Thailand. Look at Richie Mack. Look at Zoom to Thailand. We have all these avenues, right? All this on YouTube. We got Tailor Made Dreams. We got Chop About TV, My Journey with Mom. We got Love Crossing Borders. We got Zoom to Thailand. All of these, and excuse me, black men who've gotten up out of the matrix and moved and found success by living somewhere cheaper, where they're more appreciative, more happy physically, mentally, spiritually. And it doesn't matter what gender you are, it doesn't matter what color you are. The message remains the same. Get your dollar and get out. It's time. It's honestly time. There's no more excuses. The roadblocks aren't even roadblocks anymore. So who is holding you back? What is holding you back? I want somebody to talk to me right now, whether it be through the comments, whether you hop in the StreamYard link right here. Who's holding you back? It's not the quality of life. You can't be like, man, yeah, I can't live in a house that's fully concrete. I need to be able to do this to my walls and hear my walls. I need to be able to punch through the walls, or I can't do a full concrete house, or nah, I can't go to these countries, third world countries, da da da, this and that. Yo, some of these third world countries are probably doing a lot better than some of the cities in the states right now. And I'm not even lying. I'm not even kidding. Go on my channel and see some of these apartments, see some of these cars, see some of these places, these restaurants, even nature. You're never gonna find in the states a place where there's a Rio, right? And you can sit in the Rio, and then the Rio goes out to a beach, and then you can sit at the beach, and then there's another Rio, and then there's little restaurants, and there's chairs, and there's happy people all having fun for under $25. Maybe less, definitely less. I say $25 because I like to buy the big bottles of Brugal and the juice and the ice and my lobster. When I go to the beach, I always got to have the lobster. I once bought a 1.5 pound lobster for 700 pesos. What's 700 pesos now? This is like last year when me and Taylor Made Dreams went to the beach. 700 pesos. Sorry, 700. That's $12 for a 1.5 lobster with the beach and the view. You know what? Let me pull up that video. 1 second. So you guys could see it ain't no joke. We're gonna watch a beach video, right? We're gonna see what a day is like with Chapapa TV and Taylor Made Dreams. And this was a cheap day. I think all in all, we spent about maybe 60 $70 because we forced ourselves to spend money. Look at this. I gotta pause it right here. You tell me where in the States, right? Are you gonna work your 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 8 to 5, whatever, right? And have your weekends off to be able to go to a place like this that's an hour drive, 2 hour drive away, right? Do you guys see this water right here? You see how far the people out are out here in the water, chilling, eating, drinking. You see this? You see how blue the water is? And first off, look, what's the most important thing in this video right here? Look at the smiles, right? Look at the smiles. Are these people rich? No. Are they making whatever you'll be making? No. And they're still happy. Who wouldn't be happy in a place like this? So I'm telling you guys, it don't matter about, man, I need to bring in 4K a month. I need to bring in 5, I need to bring in 10. If you can, perfect. More power to you. Look at this, people. Look where people are. If you can do it, more power to you. Look at Aaron, right? About to graduate coding. He's gonna start making say 5K. Aaron's gonna be great. But then it could be somebody else. It could be you watch right now and you're thinking about taking that remote job that says paying 2,500, 3,000 a month. Cool, fine. Now go somewhere that's gonna cut your rent down, right? Like this. How long has Russ been living in the Dominican Republic, and what stopped him? And Russ left at a time before remote jobs, before YouTube, and people really living abroad. That, and he had hell too. He had hot resistance. Russ, why are you gonna go live in the Dominican Republic? Why are you gonna be away from your family? from your friends. What if something happens? What if you get robbed, shot, played, jumped, whatever? Yo, I've been living abroad 3 years, and thank God, no violence has come near me as an American. It's like anywhere in the world. You got to be careful where you go. You play dumb
On top of
games,
this
you
being a
win
beach
stupid
day, we
prizes.
have our favorite YouTuber here with us for the first
But let me
time.
get to this. Let me
Visiting
get to
live.
this lobster that I told you
How do you
guys
feel?
were what it was $12. $12. Where right here. You guys tell me where I could go find a lobster this size for $12. Please. On a beach with this view in the Matrix. You can't. You can't beat it. You can't. Look at this. And then, of course, so we got the appetizer right here, the lambi, the pulpo. But anyways, this could be you guys if you guys would stop making excuses and letting others make excuses for you. The time is now, yeah. All right, yeah. Fortaleza near the equator. Bet. See, Jordan, shoot me an email because I'm out here in Sao Paulo. Let's exchange numbers. Who knows? Maybe randomly one of these days I'll meet about here. But I'm here in Brazil for good. Got my one-way ticket. I will be finishing up the year in Colombia. I will be in Medellin, soon out to Cali, but definitely be in Colombia from November to January. Muchi T says quality of life is going down here, especially with safety, all these random shooters everywhere. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they're gonna be like, oh man, but if you go to the Dominican Republic, you could get shot over there too. Meanwhile, you could get shot at a corner store in New York buying in Arizona, minding your own business. I got first person. Thank you for joining. Jordan. Jordan, what's good? What's going on?
All right, all right. I wasn't gonna join. I just was gonna just keep listening and applauding everything you're saying. And then you asked for the email or shoot you the number. So I said, let me come on so you can see me and the people in the chat can see me and know who I am.
I appreciate you, Jordan. So, Jordan, introduce yourself and tell the folks a little bit about your story, how you ended up in Brazil.
Well, I have okay. I'm retired. First of all, I'm retired from law enforcement. So did it for 23 years in Los Angeles, California. And I was one day, what held me back was I had kids. I had 3 kids by 3 different women. And so child support was killing me. And so I couldn't travel. So I had a lot of time built up, CTO, PTO, whatever they call it. I had a lot of time built up. So once they got of age, and I remember somebody told me, "Hey, Jordan, you're not gonna make no more money when as you still working." I'm like, man, for real? And you're retired. I was like, oh, I thought I was gonna work to 65 or whatever the age was, until the day you die. And I started looking at it, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna retire. I'm out. So I left. I was sitting at home. I never been a social media guy. And I saw YouTube on my cell phone, but I didn't know what it was. So I clicked on it. So this brother was saying, get your passport. And I said, what this little dude know? Get your passport. And I started listening to him. And everything was history from there, man. The first place, so I went and got the passport. First place I went to was the DR. Like, most people, I went there. I was like, I found a place in Playa Alicia for $400 a month right across the street from the beach.
Oof.
So I loved it in
With,
Playa
with,
Alicia.
with that right there, sorry, because that right there, I could tell that was definitely more than 5 years ago
Yeah.
with that price.
It was 2019. 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like that. And I was only supposed to do 2 weeks, but I ended up doing 6 weeks. I ended up doing 6 weeks. And then I went to Colombia. And then I heard you mention Andre and
Andrea.
yeah. I never met them, but I've seen their their vlogs, and I was with Andre in the group, and I mean, he was very knowledgeable, and we talked back and forth. I have his phone number. I was like, wow, I should have went to Cali, but I didn't. I started in Cartagena, Barranquilla, and Santa Martha. Wonderful time, wonderful, and didn't speak
And
no Spanish.
he didn't speak no Spanish.
Didn't speak no Spanish. So I was
So
trying to learn. I was trying to learn till I got to Brazil. Then I said, forget Spanish. I'm learning Portuguese.
so when you said you were in Colombia, you named about three cities you were in Colombia. Did you feel any different? Like, did you feel the people treated you any different because you didn't have Spanish, or what was the difference in between how you were treated in Dominican Republic and Colombia as opposed to your time in the States, whether it be, from locals, friends you made, relationships? What was the difference and balance between, your happiness there in the States and your happiness in DR and the time spent in Colombia?
Well, when I started traveling and I did Dominican, the guys told me, hey, Jordan, leave all that American shit in America. I was like, I don't understand what you're talking about. He said, don't bring that matrix minds, is what they was calling it. Don't bring that mindset to these places. Have an open mind. Be ready to adapt, because you're going to see things that you ain't never seen before. I was like, okay. The only one thing I didn't like about the DR was the hustle. They was begging from me too much. I ain't never said no so much in my life till I went to the DR. And that's just being honest. That's the only thing I didn't like. Everything else was cool. If they didn't, you ask a question, they'll talk to you for hours, and then at the end of the conversation, they'd be like, "Hey, can I get 10 pesos?" Or, you know, hey, man. Yeah, even just a direction. And but then when I went to Colombia, oh man, it was a wonderful experience. I had a wonderful time. Colombia's so big, you just can't do it one time, because you want to see the other cities, Cali,
Mhm.
Bogota. You want to go up north to Temuco, where mostly all the blacks are, the black Afro Colombians, and I always support Afro anything. And yeah, that was it, bro.
Right. So it's funny you mentioned the steps from DR, Colombia, Brazil, because those are exactly the steps I took. And like Jordan said, everybody starts off at Dominican Republic. It's the closest. It's probably, I want to say it probably has the biggest expat community out of all the other countries. Definitely. For me, Dominican Republic was my stepping stone. Like Jordan said, I myself got tired of, the hustle mentality every day, and it'll come from all avenues, whether it be from straight up businesses. You'd go into a store and they'll try to hustle you, to, dating, they try to hustle you, to friends, whatever. You ask for directions, they try to hustle you. I don't know how can they tell you're not from there, but they just can't. And it kind of sours the experience a little bit. So I moved. And I was actually considering going to Colombia. So I went to Colombia in April. I was like, all right, I'm gonna stay in Colombia. I'm gonna see. I was like, I'm gonna go around, see what apartments are like. But then I kind of got steered off course, and I ended up in Brazil. So once I ended up in Brazil, I was like, all right, Colombia, I see you over there, but I think I think I'm gonna stay right here for now. Brazil, man, it's a, I don't know how to explain the energy, the atmosphere of what keeps you here. What
Man,
what did it what did it for you to stay in Brazil?
what did it was I did 30 days. I did 30 days. And when I was coming back to the States, I was crying, because I was like, man, I had such a ball. The people were friendly. They were nice. And as long as, and I'll say this, try to learn a little Portuguese. Because see, they even say good morning. I'm from California. I'm on the West Coast. And they don't even speak to you in the morning, the afternoon, or at night. People just walk right by you and don't say shit.
Mm-hmm.
If I could say that, I'm sorry. But
No, you good. You good.
okay, so yeah, I was like, dang. So when I got there, they was saying, they would say good morning to me. They would say good evening to me, good night to me, just walking. And over here in California, they don't even do that. So I had to learn the language instead of just looking at them like, okay, what did you say? So I started doing the little Portuguese, and I started learning and knowing how to say good morning, good evening, boa tarde, good morning, good night. They're not big on breakfast, so you're looking at the lunch and dinner. They're big on, and I just loved it, man. It was a wonderful experience. Now you mentioned TaylorMade, so then I started getting on looking at the videos on YouTube, and TaylorMade, he in the beginning he bashed Brazil because he said, oh, it rained and it was muggy, and it rained when I was there, and I still had a wonderful time. Didn't miss
Yep.
one beat. Then I met somebody who knew TaylorMade, and he said, "Hey, I told him about what he said about Brazil, and it got back that hey, he changed his mind." And he had to come back. He had to. I don't know if he made it back, but he changed his mind. It's like I don't even know if he took off that video or that YouTube that he when he bashed Brazil because he was like,
He's the
"Oh no,
reason
it
why
was
I'm
awesome."
here.
Yeah, and I was
Brazil
like, "Man,
wasn't on my radar. It wasn't until he spoke
that,
to me like, "Hey, listen, I know you like Colombia. You checked out Colombia, but go to Brazil." And then the rest is history.
there you go. There you go. I could say a lot of things, but I refer not to because I'm being respectful to your channel. But it was a wonderful. So I'm applying for the retirement visa
Right.
because I never was in the military. So the retirement visa basically is like as long as you're making over $1,500 a month, you can show proof of
Hmm.
it. Boom, you're good. So, but I had a criminal record back in '89 that I had to get expunged. So I had to come back here, get it expunged, and then get it certified by the Secretary of State. So when I get that paper back, then I could head back to Brazil, and I'll have the retirement visa, can come and go as I please.
Yep, exactly. And a lot of people take that for granted, the visas, because correct me if I'm wrong, but with the when you have the visas for these countries, you don't have to keep getting your passport stamped, correct?
Exactly. Once you in, you in. There was another brother that he told me. He said, "Man, I went to Brazil so much they gave me a 10-year visa." See, I was like, wow. So they have them out there. You just have to look and get to know who is who. And yeah. He got a 10-year visa, and he's in Colombia right now. He just left the Philippines to go to Colombia. So we gonna meet up because I'm going to Thailand in September.
Hmm.
So just to see it, just to go.
Okay. Hey, and so Jordan, you're a traveler. So what? So based on the topic tonight, what resistance? What were some of the things you went through when you made up on your mind? Hey, I'm gonna go live abroad. I'm gonna go start a life abroad. Who was it or what was it that was kind of like that wind in your face, trying to slow you down or stop you?
I have a sister, and I'm real close to her. So when I mentioned the DR, she was like, "The DR, what's that?" That's Dominican Republic. She didn't know too much about it. And she said, like, what made you stay long? What made you stay? I said, man, it was cheap. It was cheap. I said, I ain't never had a apartment that was across the street from the beach that in the white pretty sand. And I can see the sunset every day. And she was like, oh, okay. Then when I mentioned I'm going to Colombia, that's when the resistance started coming in. She was like, she started Pablo Escobar, the cocaine. And she was like, oh, it's dangerous over there. It's dangerous. She was like that. Yeah, it's dangerous. I was like, nah, I'm going. I'm going. I looked up some YouTube videos and, you know, end up going and meeting people and the same thing. And then, like I said, it just, I never stopped. Never stopped. And I was flying all during the pandemic. I went to Brazil for $300 with insurance.
Oof. So, Jordan, now that you're here live, what is one piece of advice you could tell somebody who's listening to you right now, or probably watching this after, and they're around your age, or they're retired, or they're close to retirement, and they're going through, the same issues like, hey, it's a family member, it's a friend. They're like, hey, no, don't go, or this and that, or this and that, or I saw this on the internet, or I saw this on Facebook, or whatever. What would you say to that person?
Okay. There was another guy. His name is Horn. He's retired. Kids is all grown. And he told me, he said, Jordan, the only reason why I'm still here is because of my parents. I said, okay. Okay, I can respect that because they're up in age and he needs to be there for them. But he said after they pass, he gone. So what I say is you have to look at your situation. If you in that 30 years old and you're trying to build up a 401k or a pension, do it, build it up. Or if you could work abroad, do it, man. It'll be no regrets. Don't worry about friends because you're gonna meet some real solid friends as you travel. You know, so you got to make yourself happy. And I found my happiness because you come first. Because even when they die or whatever, you still gonna be alive, and you want to die happy.
That's that's very deep. And I'm glad you mentioned situations because a lot of the times we as humans may let a situation deter us, like just shut us down quickly, like, oh man, this happened. Yeah, that's just gonna put a wrench in all the plans. But I don't know if you follow this YouTube channel called My Journey with Mom. A very good friend of mine that lives in the Dominican Republic. His mother has dementia.
Mm.
His mother has dementia. She's up there in age. And he was like, you know what? Okay. He packed her up and he moved her out there to the Dominican Republic. So he moved his mother and he has care for his mother. So he's paying people um X amount of dollars per month, saving compared to what he was paying in the States. His mother's in a more she's physically happy in a happier environment. The care, the food, right? Dementia is something that has no cure, right? It continues to deteriorate, but every day he goes and he gives her the best day possible, and it's all possible because he moved to a place where number one, he's happy, and with him being happy, he could share that happiness. He could save money and take his mom out to a restaurant every weekend or take her to this part of the island or that part of the island. He could have the money to go pay for a $60 CAT scan or a $40 MRI or a $20 x-ray or health insurance, affordable health insurance that covers. And that's the thing a lot of people don't know, because I know, see, you mentioned health insurance. Health insurance overseas tends to be better than the health insurance you're having in the States.
Agreed. Agreed. 100%. And let me say this: don't think that America has the best doctors. Don't think that, or the best dentists, or the best vision. Yeah, medical, dental, vision. Brazil got it. They got a heart specialist that is ranked number two, because number one is Germany. Yeah, on heart. So Germany's number one and Brazil is number two. And if you do your research, you're gonna know, and you can go to see these people or doctors or healthcare professions for cheap, for little low, low, low.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I believe like public healthcare is free in Brazil, right?
If you are expat, you gotta pay. You gotta show that you have health insurance. You gotta pay. I don't think it's that expensive, depending on where you live. Sao Paulo, Fortaleza. I recommend you to go to Brasilia. Go to Brasilia
Okay.
because you said you're not a beach person. Brasilia. You could find that 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom with a pool if you're looking
Okay.
for it.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm giving myself time to, have my Portuguese up to point where I could live and go out and do things on my own. Like, oye, boa tarde, eu quero preciso apartamento and stuff like that. But I'm still working on it. Like in DR, I moved to Puerto Plata first because I was still working on my Spanish. Once I got comfortable, I was like, all right, see ya, expats. I'm out over here. It's cheaper, but you need your Spanish. So it's just like that where you guys go. You guys decide to go to Colombia, you guys go to Brazil. Learning the language helps. It will enhance your experience. But we have Jordan here who was in Colombia, didn't have a lick of Spanish. Now he's in Brazil, learning Portuguese. There's Jordan's here showing you guys that there's basically no excuse
Exactly.
and what you're doing.
I haven't met uh what's the name? Greg Mack, OG Greg Mack from Zoom to Thailand. But
Mm-hmm.
I think I seen him out here in Inglewood, California, and he got me hyped on this Thailand. So I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it and see what it do. And you don't even need to speak Tagago or whatever their language is, But I'm just curious, but still knowing the basics to be to greet. And also, I want to say this: staying in these countries, you're going to lose weight because Colombia don't use a lot of seasoning, whereas Dominican and Brazil, Brazil had like 5 different rices. I knew that 5 different types of rice, just rice. I was like, wow. And I ate fruits. You eat some of the most naturalist fruit, man, that you can't even get here in the States. And there's no preservative or however they inject the fruits over here or the food in America, because over there abroad they eat it very, very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Very, and they're gonna make you want it. Just your diet is gonna change. I also did East Africa. I did Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. I stayed in each place a month. So
Exactly.
I loved it. I loved it. I come back to America, I started gaining weight again.
Gaining weight and lose and wasting money faster.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'll tell you. So, would there be anything? So, what would be your response if somebody's like, "Hey, Jordan, come back and live in America, man. You need to come back."
For what? For what? For no. No dating. And I mean, I could date or meet a nice woman. No, no, no. You can't beat the hospitality that foreign women can give you, even if she's trying to hustle you. You can't beat that hospitality.
Mm.
You
And
can't.
give us a little bit about that hospitality that you mean for somebody who hasn't traveled yet, but has heard maybe from Andre or from this channel that there's a night and day difference about dating abroad as opposed to dating in the Matrix.
Man, they gon' wow, they gon' take your clothes and wash it. They gonna cook for you. They gonna clean for you. They gonna become you, effortless. They gonna become you, effortless, and they'll give you their last. Like here in America, they ain't giving you the last at all. So and then their family members is going to just because you're a blessing when you go to their family, you meet they consider you a blessing, and they give it to you. They may not even have a decent plate, but they'll get a napkin and give you a piece of cake. I was like, wow. So I went and bought some ice cream, and they was just like, wow, like, dang, that's an American. It was nothing. And the ice cream tasted natural. I never forget. I I was with this lady, and she went to her friend, and it was a birthday party. It was a birthday party, but because I'm an American and I was there, I became the star. And I shied away from it. I'm like, no, happy birthday to this person. But they was like, no, no, come here, and enjoy and talk and then they came out with the cake, and they didn't even have enough plates. Didn't even have enough plates. So I bought paper plates. I bought ice cream. Man, they was the happiest people I ever seen in my life. And they come from nothing. And they're not even angry. Unbelievable. Unreal.
And for me, the first time I've come across that type of energy overseas, I was hesitant because growing up in the States made you so jaded, so overprotected. Like, oh man, now this ain't normal. You can't be in the States, you're not allowed to be this happy. Why are you this happy? And you have less, or why are you this happy for ice cream or that I'm here? And bro, everyone, ladies, gentlemen, it's just man, just like somebody just turns on the light at whatever point you are in your life. And for those of you who are just joining the chat, this is Jordan. Me and Jordan was just talking in the comments, and he let it be known that he retired, moved to Brazil, and basically tonight was about who or what stops you from saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna get up, pack up, go abroad. I'm not gonna let anybody hold me back. I'm not gonna let no one tell me this, tell me that. I'm gonna go and be in control and take control of my life and my happiness. And Jordan's telling you guys it could come from whatever age, right? Don't worry about I gotta make X amount of dollars from. If you can make it without having to be there physically, fine. But just you like I said earlier, you'll be in the top 10%. You are a life changer. You are walking into 7-Eleven, buying a scratch off ticket for $2 and you win 20 million. That's who you are when you get up and you leave the matrix, right? Whether it be
Exactly.
Colombia. Look, and Jordan, I don't know if you follow on YouTube, but just look at all these success stories coming from brothers. You have Richie, you have Andre in Colombia, you have Russell in DR, you have Chop About TV. I'm just getting started, so I'm not putting myself up there with the greats yet, but I'm here to tell from the younger perspective, to guys around my age, ladies around my age or younger than me, like, hey, you don't have to be grounded in the matrix.
Yeah, I met another guy. He's 63 years old. And when he got to Thailand, he lost his mind. He said, "Man, I ain't never found a woman that made me feel like I'm 16." I was impressed. I was impressed. Made him feel like
Man,
he was 16. He's 63. And he went to Thailand and found a woman that made him feel like he's 16.
man,
Incredible.
it's funny. People think it's an exaggeration where I say moving will save your life. Moving has saved my life. Moving has prolonged the life of my first neighbor in the Dominican Republic. And as soon as he went back to the States, he died. He was living in the DR for 12 years. Rest in peace, Eddie. For 12 years, he was living in the Dominican Republic. He went back to the States and he died in less than 2 months. Telling you, save your life. Save your life by caring about your life, not what other people think is good for your life, not how other people want you to live it. Like, oh, I want you to be here physically, but maybe I'll see you once every few months, but that doesn't matter because I know you're an hour away by car. All right. Shout out to the Dominican route. Definitely hit me up with my email so we can exchange numbers, realchapapatv, so we can set something up for the next live. But Jordan, you too hit me up on the email so we can exchange numbers,
Sure.
and we're gonna get together. We should have watched that. We're in Brazil. Brazil's huge, but we're gonna cross paths eventually. You might even cross paths in Colombia later on this year. But
Real quick, I haven't reached Brazil yet. I'm in California, but I'm
mhm.
doing the retirement. When I come back, I'll be doing the retirement visa this
Okay,
year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I started on the process. Thankfully, while I was in the States, I managed to do my background check. The FBI is getting apostilled right now, and I believe is on the way. I have a person, I have a firm working on that right now for me.
Good. Yeah, I had to get it. Yeah, I had to get my birth certificate. And also, if you're going to do it, get your birth certificate, apostille, and your criminal record, apostille. And your
Yep, I have my birth certificate was apostilled from the time I was applying for residency in DR, so that stayed. So yeah, I'm on top of it because I'm running out of pages in my passport book. So I'm like, nah, something got to give. I got to get residency somewhere because I'm gonna
yeah,
have to apply for the bigger passport book eventually. Can you do that from Brazil?
apply for the big passport. What do you mean by big passport?
Like the passport that the frequent traveler passport that comes with more pages.
I just know the blue book. Whatever the blue book is, how many ever pages is in the blue book. That's all I know.
All right. Well, are you able to apply for a passport from the embassy here, or would I have to go back to the States for that?
Well, right now they give you 3 months, and then if you need another 3 months, you have to go to the federal police and ask for an extension, and they'll give
Mhm.
you another 3 months. Then you cannot return back to Brazil unless after a year. Yeah, from
Okay.
the time you start, you have to. There's some time you have to stay out. You just can't
Right.
come back. Like you can go back and forth to Colombia or the DR. They don't care. But in Brazil, you have to leave after 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, like the Dominican route said, I think he says as long as it's not expired. So I mean going to the embassy, like, hey embassy, I want a new passport book with more pages.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been that far yet, bro. You got me beat.
Okay.
We can look
Yeah.
into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm looking on the embassy site here. And shout out to the Dominican route. Make sure you guys go check out his channel also. He's definitely one of the very first people who started, a YouTube channel from the Dominican Republic. Went out there, married a Dominican, spoke about dating, spoke about living. So definitely gonna get him. I want to get him on the next live.
Okay.
and definitely. And Jordan, I want to thank you for number one, being active tonight, and two, coming to share your story and just letting everybody know, who's watching right now, will be watching after that. It doesn't matter where you are in your life, what you've been through in the past, but what you decided when you woke up one day, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna head to the Dominican Republic, and then you know what, from Dominican Republic, I'm gonna go to Colombia, and I'm gonna go to Brazil for I love Brazil, and I'm gonna apply for residency and stay, and I'm just gonna put a middle finger up to the Matrix. You won't see my happy ass living there anymore.
Agreed. 100 agreed. Agreed. And I'll subscribe to that guy's channel. I'll do some research and look at it as well as I'll subscribe to yours. It was a pleasure to meet you, pleasure to talk with you. And I love people giving free information because we have options. We have options. This is not the, no matter what your situation is, it is not the end. That's the truth.
That's powerful right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Jordan. Jordan, don't forget to hit me up in the email. Let's exchange numbers. But thank you, brother, for stopping by. We'll be in touch and we'll catch you on the next live.
Bye bye.
Yeah, listen, guys, that was Jordan. First time me and him ever spoke tonight was during this live. And he came on and he said what he had to say. He shared his piece. Just for you to know, it doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter where you are, but it's doable, right? Don't let friends or family tell you that it's not doable. Don't let your situations, your job or your living situations, whatever, tell you it's not doable. Bring your parents, bring your kids, bring your wife if you have a wife and kids. If you don't have a wife and kids, don't have wife and kids in the Matrix. Don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. The time for me, I would never have any more kids in the United States, and I would never do any relationships in the United States. No. If there's a time where I want more children or relationship, I'll look in another country. I would look in another country before I look in the US of A. So don't let that hold some of you guys back, right? So many success stories out there, and it's not just success stories, it's success stories with instructions. You guys want a perfect success stories with instructions? Go to Andre's page. Go to Andre Love Crossing Borders. Success stories, instructions, how to's. It's like the beginner's guide. It's the guide for dummies. It's the it's the magic book, right? You have so many avenues here on YouTube. That's free. And on top of that, we offer consultations. I offer consultations at realchapapatv. The email is in the description at gmail.com for consultations on Dominican Republic and now starting in Brazil. So, whatever the who is that's telling you you can't do it or you shouldn't do it, whatever the what is, whether it be the media, the news outlet that's telling you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, shootings here, robbery, that, you tell me, right? Somebody said, don't go, you're going to get robbed, you're going to get shot, you're going to get played. All of that can happen to me in New York for a higher price, right? How would you feel paying $2,500 a month in rent and you go to the supermarket and you get shot? How would you feel? You see a young lady, right? And you're like, hey, man, excuse me. Um, how are you? My name is so and so. I think you're this and that. Is it right if we exchange contacts? Or maybe we could go out sometime, get to know each other. And she turn around and say, are you going to pay my rent? Are you going to pay my car note? What are you doing for me? Or now crime is going up. Crime is going up crazy in New York. I have no idea what's going on now. It feels like it's like 90s or early 2000s, whatever, where just you're in the street and you're getting robbed or you're getting shot or there's shootouts or there's fights or there's this and that. What's going on, right? So why deal with all that while stressing and paying for more when you could just move? Look at Jordan. Look at Aaron. Work remote. You don't have to ball out of control to live in these countries. Depends how you live. But you don't have to ball out of control to be happy. Because I'm telling you, there's people here, there's people over there with way less than you have right now in your terrible situation that are happier. You move, you get a remote job, you retire, you do whatever it is to keep that dollar income coming without you having been in the States, and watch how you jump to 10% of that country you're living in. The upper 10%. What's up, Miss Felicia, the live screen queen? Thank you for joining tonight. But really, guys, and shout out to Dre. I know Dre was supposed to be on, but he's sick. He got sick today, so he wasn't able to make the live. So we'll definitely get him on the next topic. But I know he's touched on this before, and he will say the same thing. What are you waiting for? There's no excuse. Ask Dre, yeah. Or maybe we'll do a part. We'll do Dre. We'll do a part 2 when you feel better. So that way, I know there's a lot of things that I've missed that you could touch on with the people. So when you're feeling better, we'll do a part 2. Listen, y'all, you guys could do it. It don't matter if you're your 20s, your 30s, your 50s, your 60s. Don't let people hold you back for doing what's best for you. You know why? Because we're not promised the time to invest in naysayers. We're not promised the time to invest in negativity or to fall for negativity or to believe it. No. How can you do good to others if you're not good yourself? If you're not good up here, how am I going to be good to someone else? That's important to me, right? The good things in life are supposed to come in full circle, not just one straight direction, right? Good is supposed to come back onto you, right? Whether you believe in karma or the law of attraction or the law of the universe, whatever it is, things come back in full circle. You get what you put out, right? So stop putting out into things that you're not going to get that investment back on. Put into yourself. How to put into yourself? I just said it. Number one, get out the matrix. Get out the States. Go somewhere else and be happy for you. Start on your happiness. You're not too old. You're not too young. Well, maybe you might be too young, but yo, we're in this time right now, this era. Everything's like this. You get your direct deposits while you're in here. You got parents. Jorge has a mom. You got kids, wife, family. All right. Everybody get their passport. Let's go. I know a vet who moved to Puerto Plata, right? He's about 31 or 32, right? Got a wife, 2 kids. Um, he used to work for the fire department, got hurt in the fire department. He's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna tell my wife, pack up the kids, let's go move to the Dominican Republic. One-way flights for everybody. Now his kids are going to school out there, international school. He's out there. His wife's they're doing whatever they gotta do, right? At 31, 32, you full family, right? There's no time to invest in fear anymore. Make time to invest in your choices, in your happiness, whatever it is. You have us right here on YouTube. You have all this free information on the how to's. Man, on this channel, I have how to's up to from buying a car to finding the right woman to apartments to everything. Just sharing information. Information is yours. I'm telling you, you don't need much to be happy. in these other places. You don't need much to be happy in DR, Colombia, Brazil, um, Nicaragua, Thailand, Peru. After this live, it's literally up to you now. We know the who's. Don't listen to the media. Don't listen to the news outlets. Don't listen to your mom, your pop, your cousin, your friend. Shout out to Kwame for the super chat. Appreciate you, Kwame, tuning in. Kwame will tell you. He's on his way to the Dominican Republic. Kwame will tell you can work remote without having to be there. You can do whatever you gotta do without having to be there. You could build your life starting now while you're in the States, tying up loose ends, and you're building your life wherever you want to go. Don't give in to the who's or the what's that tell you can't do it or don't do it. Give in to the I will do it, I will try it, and I will make it work. Get your passports. Go spend a month somewhere, 2 months, save up, see how you like it, see how you feel the difference. And like Jordan said, you'll be crying on that plane back to the States. You'll be crying. Another one, Javier. What's good, Javier? Moving to Santiago with his wife and kids. No excuse. Javier, I'm pretty sure you've had some resistance in the States. Man, why are you going to go live in the Dominican Republic with your wife and kids and blah, blah, this and that? Yo, you should just stay here. Or what if you get robbed? Or what if you get shot? Or what if you get played? Or, man, what happens when your rent is $1,000 cheaper than what you $2,000 cheaper what you're paying now, or you're paying less for food, or you're actually happier. The people who have things to say don't understand, and I can understand not understanding if you truly care about me, but don't say you don't understand without trying to see things from my point of view first, without getting on a plane, without trying it yourself, without listening to me, without looking at me like I'm the madman, like I'm the crazy idiot for packing up my things, selling my stuff, and moving abroad to save my life. The naysayers were strong. Hell yeah, I had them. Still do to this day. Yo, when you coming back? Yo, when you moving back? Yo, da da da, this and that. Just do you. And there's ways to do it. And I came on here on live tonight to tell you there's ways to do it. But I can't do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. Thank you all for everyone who watched the live. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this impacted you in some way. Whoever will be watching this after, sorry you missed the live. I know you probably had some questions, something you wanted to drop. Everybody, I interacted with a few people tonight for the first time. So definitely shout out to Jordan, shout out to Aaron, shout out to Moochie T, and the regulars, the usual suspects. I appreciate you guys, Garden Scientist, Jorge, Elvis, Jackson Jeter, Kwame, Javier, Gil, Yoga. I appreciate you guys, Miss Felicia Jordan. Um, Listen, man. I know I said on a video a while back, like, listen, yo, we could all be neighbors. Well, I said it on somebody, we could all be neighbors. Even if I'm not in the DR or I'm not in the country you guys choose, you could be a neighbor in the expat community, the community of where you live outside the matrix. You're happy. You don't got to go back. You're doing what you got to do. You're happy. You're working remote. And you're starting your own life from new, whatever age you are. Don't let the media fool you. Don't let family and friends fool you. This is Chop About TV. To the next episode.